Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good evening and welcome to another episode of So You Think You Can Dance here on AfterBuzz TV. I'm Kristyn Burtt and I am so excited. We've got a return guest and choreographer in our studio who had a killer night last night. By the way, I am wearing my JJ bun. My attempt at it. I tried.
It's good. It's good.
All right. Across from me, though, is my co-host, Alison Dean.
Hello. I am Alison Dean, here with you all.
Yes, and next to her, Dave Scott. Welcome back.
Hey.
We're so excited to have you back.
I'm so glad to be here.
You had a killer night. You had a really good night.
Well, it was the dancers.
It was teamwork.
Yeah.
It was teamwork. Yeah, it's good stuff. We'll get talking to it. Chloe West is on her way here. She's in LA traffic. There was an accident. She's okay. She's not in the accident, but she's just dealing with the traffic around the accident. So we'll see her in just a few minutes. But let's get started. We go from top 16 to top 14 in this episode. But Dave, off the top, because we want to just get your feeling for this year, Team Stage versus Team Street. How has it been for you so far?
Well, I love the concept. I love the stage versus street. It's been like that anyway. You know, it's just now it's titled. You know, but I just feel it makes the choreographers, you know, pull up in their realm. Period. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of interesting. I've talked to a lot of the choreographers. We had Spencer here last week. I saw a bunch of them at Dizzy Feet Gala over the weekend. I saw Stacy and Chris. And, you know, for everyone, it feels different, though, too. And it's trying to find your rhythm and find your groove, which I think keeps you guys all on point, too, which I think is kind of interesting because we know Nigel calls you guys out if he doesn't like the choreography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that gets annoying.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, when he calls you out, it's just everybody's head down. Oh, I'm over there sweating like Ray Leeper, but it's good.
We love Ray.
I love you, Ray.
We have Ray coming in 2 weeks, so we're going to get his inside scoop as well. But hey, look who made it. Hi, Chloe.
Hey, guys. Hey. Hi. Hey, everyone.
You get the hot seat tonight.
I know. Gosh. Pressure's on.
Yeah, just getting Dave's feel for Team Street versus Team Stage this season. We've all been saying we do feel like it's a street person's year to win. Do you feel that so far?
Well, it's kind of mixed up for me right now. But, of course, I have my fan favorites, you know, that are on street team. But a lot of the stage people are showing up and surprising me, and it's great. But, you know, I'm a Megs fan.
Yeah,
I love Megs, especially after this week.
Yeah.
She smashed it.
She's just got something really special that you can't create, and it's
organic.
It's organic. Yeah. Exactly. Well, let's get started on that opening number. We had a big night with a lot of new choreographers, not new to the dance scene, but new to So You Think You Can Dance, which I thought was great. We started out with Nick Flores and RJ Durrell, also known as the Golden Boys. You know, what I love, if anyone doesn't know, they're responsible for Left Shark. For Katy Perry. Yeah, the Super Bowl this year.
Interesting.
And what I do love about them is they really know how to choreograph for the camera. So for us at home, this opening number was really well executed.
That is the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my gosh, the camera knows exactly where to go.
Yeah.
I feel like this season the camera work has been on and off, and I think it's, you know, I don't necessarily know if it's the director, the choreographer giving the director well enough notes, but for this dance, it was awesome. I loved it, and the camera work was spot on.
You have to give props to Marina for styling this.
Oh my gosh,
she's out of control. The mannequins were
lifelike,
like out of control, dressed.
And it all looks like Vivienne Westwood, honestly, like straight off the runway. honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like really a killer look.
I wish the runways would hire dancers to like do it. Like that would be way better.
It would be way more interesting, I think. And this is another thing, but that also has to do with the guys knowing really their vision very well. And we've talked a little bit about this, and I felt like we saw this tonight. Spencer mentioned it. You have to really go in so you think and have a vision, not only of what your choreography looks like, but what your costumes look like, what the lighting looks like, what the staging looks like, and that makes a huge difference on whether something looks flat or it looks just very dimensional.
Yeah, you have to package it all the way up. You can't just go, okay, well, I just want to wear white. I want a blue light. I don't want to walk across this way and spot me here.
It really makes you guys like have to know about lighting and everything.
You have to direct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely have to direct. I mean, if you want your piece to come out the way you want it to come out in your head, you have to visually let them know exactly what you want, like blow by blow. But. That's what I love about the show. Is they get it.
They do get it. They do get it. And we also start off the show finding out that Derek is injured and he's on medical rest this week. So,
Yowza.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
It does suck.
It does.
Sucks. Dancers dance. Okay.
Well, that's what
I'm just saying.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I was saying, because I danced with like fractured ankle my senior year of high school because I didn't want to miss any number ever. But it made me think, like, if he wasn't able to dance, or was he just forced by the doctors to do medical rest, or was he?
I think he was forced by the doctor.
Yeah, because usually dancers will do it.
Yeah, medical rest. But I would have blew past that. I'm sorry.
Would have faked it?
I would have said, no, I'm fine.
I think if it was anything but your back, the fact that it's your back is like a little scary.
Your spine?
Yeah, that's I think a little scary. Where if it's like your foot, you're like, nah, I can stand. Look, I'm standing. Look, right. I'm standing. See, I can do it.
I tore my ligament in my bicep. Ooh. And I kept going, and I taught 2 routines on So You Think You Can Dance, and then had surgery.
Oh my God.
How many more broken bones, right? Anyone else?
Yeah. Dancers dance. Thank you for that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It is interesting. We saw that it became an issue in Dancing with the Stars this season. And yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Totally.
You do.
But you can mess yourself up more, just by keeping going. But one more routine, I don't know.
I don't know. And for him, he's going to be in jeopardy next week because those are the rules that already forces him there. But I mean, the goal at this point is to make top 10. So if he thinks that he can rest this week and hopefully make his way through, because he's got the foundation on the technique, but now he's going to have to really deliver.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Let's talk about the first dance of the night. Haley and Yaya in a Ray Leeper jazz piece, probably like 2 really great standout girls on different teams. So it was kind of fun having them side by side. What did you think of that, Dave?
Haley's one of my favorite. I see her going all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. Just my personal opinion. And Yaya is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I just wanted her to open up a little bit more with the, with that style, and just because she's a popper, crumper, more street style, and so she's so tense. I just wanted her to just get a little more loose.
Yeah, I noticed that in her hips.
Yeah.
And I wanted her lower back to get looser because compared to Haley, that was where you were seeing the difference in the 2, is that Haley's whole body was like popping with it and going, and Yaya was just really stiff right here.
Yeah.
And then your eye kept going to Haley instead, which is interesting because usually, you go back to Yaya.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have been all season. My eye has always trailed back to her, and this was the night where nope. It was going back to Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was great. They were both great.
I thought Jason gave her a good note too, just like lengthening the lines, straightening your legs a little bit more.
Because that's what you do when you pop. It's right here. It's just like tense right here. But you have to finish. Finish the
Take
movement.
a pop.
Yeah. But that's how she was moving, and it was like that. But what sells Yaya? She has so much charisma, so much personality, and her face is so animated, and so you just want to watch her. But when you're doing certain moves and you're next to this Legs McGillicuddy.
Haley is
Legs
officially
McGillicuddy.
Legs McGillicuddy. That is
I
your new.
like it.
Let's just hashtag that.
Whoever wants to spell that, yes.
I love that though. And Yaya's engaged. Yeah.
I know. I'm so happy they finally did all these little pieces at the beginning that we're used to getting from the start of the top 20 is like get to know these people, but because we haven't been doing partnerships, we haven't been getting any like 5 seconds about your partner and silly things. And I was so happy that we finally got to like know the contestants more.
They did the 10-second thing. You know how they used to do the timer? It's on Fox.com, but they didn't put it on TV this year. And I was like, oh. So you have to like go and search it out, kind of thing. I just love that Nigel called Yaya baby. He was like, "Baby, that was good." I was like, Nigel getting all sultry and sexy. Yeah, baby. Yeah. But this is exciting because the next number was Dave's with Neptune and Alexa. You know, Neptune really had a nice breakout week last week, so it was nice to see him continue that momentum forward. And we talked about this off air, but this was the piece that Alexa needed, I think.
Oh my goodness. I think Alexa brought more out of Neptune.
Interesting.
Cool.
No, because the person, because Neptune's his character and stuff, it was like it was just one dimensional, and it was just one way, like a crumper. I'm gonna just do my lip. I'm gonna just do this. So when he got the gist of the attitude, but he wasn't doing it with his face, and she was all over the place. Huh? You know, she went crazy. It was, and that's why I fell in love with her. She's out of control, you know, and she's just so bubbly, open, and even points where I wanted them to just, you know, look at each other and just, you can't laugh, don't laugh. You know? he's cracking up, and she's like.
She's just giving face the whole time.
Yeah.
Never underestimate those Utah dancers. That's what I have to say. They're all well trained, and then all of a sudden they'll just like pop out like, oh, I can do the down and dirty girl. I got this.
Oh, like Alison?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah.
No one can outdance her ever.
Oh, my goodness.
It's so great.
How did you come up with this number? Because it was like the move seems so hard and so not the next move I would think to see. Like it was very unpredictable in a really good way. So what was your inspiration for like how did you think of the wall? And the wall not only to have the holding at the top so you could do all the other tricks, you know, all these different levels of tricks on the stage. It was so cool.
It started out, I mean, the song is so mundane. It's just like just goes this way. You don't understand anything he's saying. So right then I said, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to make a crazy dance.
This is crazy. So what if two people are just in love and just crazy, you know, with it? And it came like that. And then all the choreography just came from that, and then it just built, you know. And then when Jeff got me that wall, oh my God! Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff Thacker's amazing, right? Well, here's what I want to know: when did they get the opportunity to work with that wall? Were you guys already a couple days into rehearsal by the time the wall came around?
No, we only had that one day.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
we had the one day with the wall. And we went for it.
Yeah, they did.
Were you concerned? Because for some people don't have the upper body strength. I'm sure Neptune would have been fine, but for Alexa, were you worried that she wasn't going to be able to like leap up, jump, grab, hold?
That was my biggest concern. Well, actually, two. It was her not making the wall, and him not being Neptune, just comfortable. This is hip hop. Let's go. I mean, you know, you can't be all stiff and spastic, you know. And this is your world. those are my two concerns.
And did you feel at ease once you saw the finish?
You didn't see me at the finish?
You looked happy.
I was
You looked really happy. I know. I was watching it last night. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, oh, this is such a good number, and he's on tomorrow night. I'm so glad it went well.
Yeah.
I felt like after last week was so like all over the place for the whole entire show, and we felt like it was an angsty AfterBuzz.
This was a good show.
This was
It was a good show.
Yes.
It was definitely a good show.
This is the best show they've had so far, I think, this season.
It was a really good show all around.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It felt like the rhythm felt back. You know what I mean? Like I finally felt like So You Think Again this season. And I don't have a problem with the stage versus street. I think it's a really unique concept, and I think it's bringing a lot to dance. So it wasn't that. It was just like it just feels like no one has their feet yet, and we've got new judges, and we have a new format, and everyone's just trying to feel it all out. So
what's funny is everybody's overthinking, like they always do. But it's funny to see the street dancers counting.
Oh, funny.
And they're like, oh, well, I think that's on a 3. I think this is on a 2 and beyond. And really, I'm like, shut up. Shut up. It's a beat. Boom. That's what it is. Let's go with that. And they're learning from the stage dancers and vice versa. So I think the stage dancers need to get into that pocket, because even with contemporary, you're going to end up getting lost. It's a pocket there, and it's a rhythm. So learn from each other.
Yeah.
Not just these old counts. I can't do it.
Instead of 8. Yeah. That would be me. I'd be in your rehearsal room going, I don't know, where's my 8?
It's on the boom.
It's on the boom.
Or who was it that was making up the words? They were like ska ba dee da.
JJ.
Was it JJ?
I think
there was a choreographer. It was a choreographer. They're like boom ba dee da, and all of them were like, what? They're like, it's on the dee da. But then when you hear the music and you're like, oh, I see what they were doing. Yeah.
I think it was Torvis. Was it? Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I mean,
Tavares.
No.
Yeah.
Someone will tweet it.
The one that did the jazz number last week with JJ. Yes. And we do get to JJ next because she had Miriam and Leonardo.
She had Leonardo.
She would have cheating. But she could have done it by herself. No, of course. The Argentine tango. I mean, if you want someone to choreograph an Argentine tango, let it be them.
Seriously.
But I do think when you do have any type of ballroom or Latin dance or anything else like that, and your partner gets injured, you're like, let it be Leonardo, because at least he's going to present you well, he's going to blend into the background, and it's going to be all about you.
And it was. I mean, it was like, I was watching JJ the whole time, and I thought she looked, considering her style, she did awesome. I thought. She's gorgeous. I thought she nailed it. I mean... Yeah. Holy heck, I don't know what you could have said. Yes.
No, she's gorgeous, and she had the legs. She did the legs.
Yeah.
She looked about 5'11".
She really did.
Legs. Long. And and I loved how I don't think he pulled back. But he paid her so much attention. He was just like in her face, and I'm going, but the closer he was to her, you pay all attention to her. You get what I mean? And so if he was over here and just doing his thing, okay, now you have 2 separate situations. No, it was all about her. I loved how he put it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you draw attention to the woman, and I think for her, I want to give her props, because it's nerve-wracking to all of a sudden have a master at this style be your partner, and you can rely upon him, but I would be nervous, what does he think? Am I terrible? He's used to dancing with Miriam, who's also incredible at this. Yeah. You worry about things like that. So psychologically, that can really mess you up if you've been, rehearsing with, you're used to the other contestants. So
totally. Another contestant is, if you mess up, it's like you guys keep messing up together. You're working on it together. Where gosh, if she has to just do it with him, he obviously already knows the dance, knows what he's doing. Yeah. He can do this in his sleep.
Cheating.
Like, yeah, I would be so nervous to just perform with him, but also excited, but really more nervous.
I know.
Cheating. I'm surprised that, but I guess they don't have assistants, because usually they have like an assistant or someone do the dance with you instead when that's happened in the past.
When it's a partnership like that, that's like Tabitha and Napoleon. Who's their assistant? One of them.
Yeah, right. Gosh, I wish someone would get hurt so I could watch Tabitha dance again, because I love anytime she dances.
I'm just trying to say.
I'm just going to Tanya Harding one of the dancers as soon as I know Nap and Taps are coming back.
Okay, let it be a duo and both dancers get hurt, and then just me and Twitch do it.
Please.
No big deal.
Please.
Can that happen, actually?
Yeah. Can we vote you through to the next week? How does that work?
Yeah, can we just Twitter save you?
Save you.
Save Dave.
Hashtag Dave Scott 10.
Yeah.
Gee.
I love it. But, and also for someone that is not normally wearing ballroom heels, that's another thing to get used to. Yeah. And it's not easy. I mean, all the time, even on Dancing with the Stars, they cheat with the celebrities and have them wear flats and not even ballroom heels if they feel like, they're not comfortable in them. So for her to get used to that.
Which looks bad.
It doesn't look good. So I'm glad that they stick to that. I feel like it's more true to the dance anyway.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right. I loved it.
I did.
Yeah, I did too. I loved it.
I love Argentine tango. Like, that's just where you wish you could put your body in someone else's body so that you could do it just as good as them, because it's so awesome.
No, you can. You just want the dress.
And Leonardo. Yeah, and Leonardo.
Dance floor.
Yeah, that's a dream.
That is a dream. All right, so we're going to take a word from our sponsor real quick, because remember, we are keeping AfterBuzz absolutely complimentary for you, thanks to sponsors like Mazda.
Yes, indeed. And Mazda has a question for you. Does driving matter to you? Driving with the windows down, the wind blowing through your hair, the smell of pine trees and fresh asphalt. You look forward to these moments when it's just you and the road. No distractions, handling every curve, and feeling every nuance in the road. So ask yourself, does driving matter to you? If it does, we build cars just for you. Because to us, driving matters. Mazda.
Thanks, Mazda.
Thanks, Mazda.
All right, now let's get back to dance. From driving to dance. All right, Ariana and Jim were next, and it is a Sean Cheeseman contemporary piece. I thought conceptually this was such a cool number.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about it last week a little bit, like, how many more duos can we do where people break up? Like, so the concept of this was really incredible, that she was an emotion. And I mean, this was, in my opinion, I think this is one of the numbers that, like, oh yeah, we'll remember this one. Like, the tables being up like that was so cool. And the way that you were able to use them, sliding down, pushing up, climbing up, like, that was really cool. And I'm really glad Ariana is still on the show, because dances like this just really show her talent.
Well, Dave, I want to ask you, because we've loved Ariana, I think, the last couple of weeks, but the viewers are just, like, not getting her. Are you seeing that too? Are we missing something? Like, what's going on?
Well, first off, I want to say, great routine, John.
Yeah.
Cheeseman. I think the package helped the routine, because it explained everything, She, to me, she's a really good dancer. She gets off, but she don't exude that thing to me, and it's not coming out. And you don't have to have a bunch of face and but it just needs something. I mean, you can be powerful just standing still, but I'm not grabbing.
She's not radiating that energy or that whatever that it factor is.
Yeah. I can say that.
I mean, she did the final piece when she did it live was the best time.
Oh, good.
And it was crazy. I said, oh, well, okay, that works. I mean, they were feeding off each other and everything. but it still wasn't that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the audience must be not connecting with that either.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because through the lens, it has to be so. You have to really be giving that energy, or else through that lens, they're not going to feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you've got it. Next week is they're eliminating 4. So we're going straight to top 10 next week.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be like a bloody massacre next week. So this is one of those weeks.
The Red Wedding. You think you can dance.
Yeah, don't put the camera on me.
You got to be like a personality plus. How about Jim? I mean, Jim has been solid all the way through.
Love Jim. I do. And in this number, it was like, he was mesmerizing. I mean, just everything he was doing, I was on board. I was totally on board. And actually, the whole time I was watching this, I was thinking about what Spencer was talking to us about last week with just the lighting, the staging, the costume, like all that stuff. And I was like, this was one of those numbers where I was like, holy heck.
Yeah, the lighting was incredible.
Yeah, it was all just so, it was fantastic. But yeah, no, Jim especially, my eyes were still going to Jim.
Well, I think Jim is technically sound. Period.
And then some. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone can question his technique.
Like out of control. But I think there's some white noise.
Like still room for connection with the audience and stuff like that. Yeah, and I can see that too. I think he's making improvements though week by week. I think it's like they're bringing it out of him, and I think he also needs some of the reassurance I think from the judges. So he got that a little bit. I thought last night where they were like, you know, we were connecting with you and we saw kind of your past experiences coming through in this, and I think he just kind of needs to.
You know what he needs? He needs a paso doble. He needs to be like
the worst one for anybody.
He needs to be like a Superman. Like I really want to see him be a Superman.
Yeah, a little
he needs to be a bull. He needs to be a paso doble.
A paso doble will solve all your problems.
That's what Jim needs.
Or send you home.
Yeah. Let's separate the bulls from the boys, guys.
Prescription. I think he's going to make top 10. I have to be honest. I think he will make top 10. So that's not the issue. I will be very
upset if he doesn't.
I don't think. I just don't think because there's been enough people that have been in the bottom without him being there.
That's true. Yeah.
And. But if he wants to make that top 4,
I mean, but compare him to like, you know, Neptune, who we're just like feeling so high about right now. He's just not there. You definitely feel like Jim is here compared to like how I feel about Neptune.
He needs a little more stank.
He needs to learn from Team Street.
He needs some stank on him.
Well, you dirtied up Alexa good, so
you did.
Boom, she's ready.
Maybe Jim doesn't need a paso doble. Maybe he just needs Dave Scott.
That's true.
Let's go.
And I do want to say the choice of song, taking a Tears for Fears 80s pop song with the Lorde cover.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So good.
Brilliant. That was great. Mm-hmm. We go on to Virgil and Gabby, Al Blackstone Broadway number. Who doesn't love Virgil? Like, Virgil is like a little superstar in a tiny little package.
That's Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah. Junior. How was this planned? Because Paul is like, you just remind me of Sammy Davis Jr. And then, by the way, they're like, Manny Davis Jr.'s here in the audience. I mean, who fed Paula the line of like, do the Sammy Davis Jr. thing and then we'll introduce Manny?
Yeah. But she acted like she had no idea.
I know, she kept on going, I had no idea. And I'm kind of like, yes, you did. Who fed you the line?
But funny that Manny was there anyways. Like, he's just a fan, I guess. Like, why is he there?
No, that Virgil is, I love his spark. He's just there, you know, to me. To the point to where, you know how some people just have that thing, and you just want to mess with them. Mm-hmm. Every time he walks past me, I go, you suck. Because he
I love it.
Hey, suck. Get out of here. But I like that low pizzazz he has.
He can do anything too. Yeah. He's very versatile.
Yes, he is.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been dying to see him do Broadway too on the show, so I was so happy he got Broadway. And Gabby getting Broadway, the Tapper. It's like this little dance in heaven. I was so happy.
It was a little dance in heaven.
When you can dance, period, okay, that's fine. But when you're musically sound, like he is, it's a different thing. You know, you hear all the little nuances and the strings and the horns and the drums, and he's there with it. You know, and you don't have to tell him to. It's not programmed. Oh, smile here, face here. No, you actually feels it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a musician, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like sits in it and then will pick it up when he needs to. So he's never late. It's like a jazz player, and Tap is like that too. Like he's always just on the beat. He's never before, but he's like cool with it where he sits and then he's in it.
Yeah,
like
you can wait till the last second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic with the heights too, because you have, you know, he's small and she's a lot taller. She's all arms and all legs too on her body. So I thought they managed it really well, because that can be such a challenge to work with, especially in a Broadway number where there's partnering and.
I thought it fed into the routine though really well.
It did. Know? That's what it was.
It really did. It worked. And I loved her in it too.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like top 3 in my mind.
No, that was Al Blackstone, who was Sonia Taya's. He was Sonia Taya's assistant, and he did the he assisted her on the Kung Fu off Broadway show, which Cole from season 9 started. So a little bit of like, so you think connections here.
Very cool.
I could totally see them pulling those two into, well, I know Virgil already has done all that stuff, but I'm like, go steal Gabby. Gabby's ready.
Well, she's a tapper, so they can throw her in a chorus and like any touring show.
Yeah. Dames at Sea's going on Broadway this season. That is a heavy tap show. Right there.
Dear.
She should go right into that. All right, let's go to the man we can't stop talking about.
Oh, God.
Asif with Kate in the Sean Cheeseman jazz piece.
Poor Kate. Again, she gets Asif again. Like, geez, give this girl a break.
I want to ask, how are they doing these partnerships week to week? Or did they partner Asif and Kate up? Did they draw out of a hat? Do you know?
Nope.
They just told you you're getting Alexa and Neptune.
Yeah, I just get a text and that's it.
Do you get it the night before rehearsal?
No. It's
Yeah, I was like, just because I mean, because if you know, if you get a Neptune and an Alexa, I'd be like, okay, good. Like what I've thought up in my head is going to work well. And then if the night before you're like, I got Asif, you have to think I'm going to have to change it up.
Crap, I got to change everything. I'm so glad he's gone, you guys. I mean, all his partners, like, just bringing down the show, like. God, get him off. Thank God. Okay. I'm done bashing him. And Kate did good. She did the best she could. Her outfit was awesome. I want to buy it. But, geez, man. I can't even watch the dances with him. It's just so rough.
Well, let's talk about the partnering with this, because what we saw in the rehearsal package was not what we saw on stage.
Yeah, they took out those lifts.
They took out all the lifts.
Yeah.
And that to me speaks volumes, because that tells you how scared she was. They felt it was unsafe. They think it's not good to have. Yeah, everyone's nodding their head in here. So that says a lot for a choreographer to pull it at that point.
Well, he's super headstrong, and he feels like, okay, this is better than what you're asking me to do. Really?
And we've been hearing that. You know, Spencer talked about it last week. I saw Chris Scott this weekend, and Chris was supportive, but said, you know, I love B-boys. I'm trying to give you a solo moment. And he was like, no, I don't want to do my B-boy stuff. I want to do something different. And he kept just fighting the system all the time. And that headstrong attitude, especially in rehearsal, to people that have worked and been nominated for Emmys and Tonys and everything else, is disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. Yeah. I mean, you don't want that energy around everyone else, because it just starts to bleed through, and even with the people that's keeping it positive, he's still here, so they have to just go around it. You know. So he's out. Give me
It was surprising to me too, though, just the judges and how they were still elevating him afterwards. I mean, they really gave him a lot of praise after that number, like more than I thought.
But then told him to get into class.
Yeah.
Well, at the end,
Thank goodness, though, Jason Derulo is being real on the show, because he was like, I got a lot of flack for what I said last week, but I'm not upset I said it. I was like, thank you so much for not taking that back, because it was so true when he was like, you just have to take off your shirt for votes. Because how else are you going to stay on this show, dude?
But that's it.
That's you taking off. He's hot. He's a really good-looking guy.
Take his shirt off and don't do the whip when you walk.
But this is what we liked.
I said he looks remedial. I'm sorry.
I will say, I'm like, so can't even get. But the ploy of taking off your shirt is used for Dancing with the Stars for a celebrity that can't dance that's on the show. And I was like, that's what the ploy that they're reduced to, and that's frustrating. Nigel did say to me that Asif was never, while he was at the lower half of the votes, he was never the bottom contestant ever.
Of course not.
And he's got he's got a lot of support. He's a really good-looking guy. He's hot. He's got a nice physique, and there's people that are going to vote for that. There's people that feel like he's the underdog, and they're going to root for that. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be a fan for every type of contestant.
Yeah. Totally.
And we have to remember that.
The package that plays, like, that we see right before they start dancing, they're hearing it too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought that was very interesting, because she was literally like, I don't trust him, I'm gonna die if he lifts me up, and then they have to start dancing together, and I was like, wow, that's a way to elevate someone's spirits, like the guy that you're dancing with. I was like, surprised.
So true. That's so weird.
Anyway.
I know. We've got about 10 minutes, and we've got 4 more dances to talk about.
Oh, man.
So, I know, right? We just talk and talk and talk. Marissa and Eurelis, Chris got hip hop number. What did we think of this one?
It wasn't my fave. It was, I don't know. It was good. It was not, it, like, didn't blow me away. Like, of the routines of the night, it wasn't, I loved Eurelis. I love her. But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't, like, light my fire, like, compared to other hip-hop routines that we've seen so far this season.
Well, I think it was great choreography. It was good choreography. It's just the commitment was a little bit different. Eurelis, I mean, when you're partnered with someone, you got to feed off that person, and vice versa. And Marissa,
mm-hmm.
she really looked like a cross trainer to me. It was like really, like movement by numbers, and I just wanted more emotion with it, and I think it would have made the routine a lot better.
Maybe that's what it felt.
Because she's not bad, and I actually didn't want her to be eliminated. So
who would have you eliminated on team stage?
The one that was injured.
Yeah, Derek. He got saved by the Twitter vote.
I know, surprisingly.
I know, but maybe it's the sympathy vote of, like, you're injured, we'll bring you back next week.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It does, because it's not fair when someone is dancing. I'd be bummed too if I were her. I mean, she is a power dancer, and that was the one thing we've all, I think, felt a little bit like, who is Marissa? Yeah. Not sure yet who she is. She was strong, She's strong, and I thought it was smart of Chris to utilize her tumbling in the dance to sort of balance all of that out. But the connection, I think that you made a really good point of what was missing.
Yeah, her gymnastics training to me shows, and it shows in a bad way, not in like the tumbling sense, but. I mean, when you watch gymnasts, for example, do their floor routines, there's no emotion. It is literally like their pirouette arms are like up here, like and
they float up.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm just doing the moves, and I get points for each move, and if I do it and do it right, and it just bleeds into dance, because I've used to dance with other gymnasts as well, and it's just they're missing that little acting factor, that emotional factor of maybe the move, you get that one move wrong, but like your emotion was there, so we forgive you.
Yeah.
They don't really connect the dots between the moves, I feel like.
I tried to talk to her. It's just simple as when you snap the finger, no, don't just do your head, do your body.
Right.
It's like like, just let go. It was all like, You know, it was just, yeah.
I'm going to do Dave Scott like all day tomorrow. When I'm like on set tomorrow. Let's see what they say. All right, I do want to get to this one because we've just been praising Megs all over the place. Megs and Edson in Talia Favia, contemporary piece. She was Mia Michaels' assistant for a real long time. She's assisted Tice Diorio.
Oh.
Yeah, and Brian Friedman. Yeah, she's been out there. So nice to see her though. But
man, she's had really big bosses.
Big bosses.
That's an incredible roster.
Baby. She was a protege on the Pulse tour.
Oh,
Brian Friedman. Yeah.
Brian, Mia, myself, Wade, all of us. We just and Tice. We just
what a nice debut.
Beat her up, and I'm so proud of her. And I loved her piece more than mine.
Oh, high praise. I love that.
Oh my goodness, it was out of control.
Well, you know when a dance winds up being the button, you know, front and back usually, that's usually a compliment because you want to sort of cap off the front and back of the show. So let's talk about Megs because I think Megs really has had a great journey so far. I love her look. I love her dancing.
Yes.
I love how affected she is. Like, you can really see that the process is transforming her. And I think that's why people are responding to her so well, and I mean, certainly I'm now a big fangirl, but you want to see that on this show. I think you want to feel like someone is going through it and it's changing them, you know, for the better. But like, obviously her dance is also, I mean, it's just holy crap.
It's next level.
Yeah.
I mean, I love her. It's, you know, it's the equivalent of putting me in tights and a tutu. and me committing to where you don't look at it as a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Megs is doing.
It's transcendent.
Yeah. She's crazy with it.
I didn't notice Edson in this number. I was watching Megs the whole time.
I watched Megs the whole time.
I watched it twice, but you know, the first time it's because Edson has been kind of falling into the background a lot, and I feel like we've talked about that a little bit. But I really do, if you watch it again, maybe and try to...
You see him in this. I mean, and I really do feel like at least the expression that he was giving was the most he's given us so far. So... that partnership did something to him too. Well, maybe they need not to have similar haircuts.
They do have similar haircuts, don't they? There is that too. And then we move on to Team Street. Luam, is that how you pronounce her name?
Luam, yeah.
Luam. Okay.
I love the groove. She got that groove.
Beyonce Run the World. No big deal. Choreographer.
Wow. I loved this dance.
Yeah.
In the costumes, I wanted all of those costumes. They were so great. I mean, but like Eurelis is the one that's going to work. Out of the whole team stage, Megs will work, but Eurelis Team Street. I'm sorry, Eurelis is going to be the way Jasmine is now.
Good
Jasmine Harper commercial in every music video.
Yes.
I mean, the whole time I'm just watching Eurelis, like as if she is, you know, as if she's like a pop star and these are her backup dancers. Like that's how it felt because she just was killing it.
She looks good. She knows the moves, and I was thinking that too when she was standing in front of Jason. I was like, Jason's going to ask her to go on tour. I don't know, like, you know, because she's so marketable in that way. Yeah.
She's really marketable. I think when JJ stops counting, she's gonna kill the game.
Yeah, I love JJ. She's
JJ
beautiful.
too.
She'll be like that commercial star.
Yeah.
Because they're just gonna like have the camera right here.
Because you can go any way with her. Like, what
And her
are you?
signature JJ
And
bun.
she just smiles and lights it all up. Yeah.
And then we had Team Stage, Travis Wall doing the Ghost Light, which...
Keep on working, Travis.
Yeah, that Ghost Light is in every theater. If you ever go into a theater empty, the Ghost Light is left there every single night.
It was an awesome number.
It was a really great concept.
Yeah.
I love Travis.
I really want to see that number on stage without a camera. Like I wanted to see the tricks of the light without the camera because the camera made it unbelievable. Like, just...
It looked like a different set.
It was so incredible. Yeah. But I would love to see even the tricks with the light and how they would do it on stage. Like, I wish we could have seen the whole picture, so we could have seen all the little tricks of them popping in and the lights coming off and then pushing the lights. Like, it was so cool. And the hair and the makeup and the costumes. And Edson looked incredible in that makeup.
He did.
He transformed, and he was really performing. And so maybe it's like that thing where, you know, you got to like put on the right costume and it makes you feel a certain way.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, and you don't have just like 1 to 2 minutes, you can, like, you know, change everything. It would have been great for his entire routine to come through the audience, to come through, and just you know, and I mean, but you don't have time. I thought it was brilliant.
It was.
I thought it was brilliant for the amount of time he had, and it was sickening, so and creative. The way that it was directed, you know, which he did himself.
Maybe he can do it through the audience in Shaping Sound with their next tour. Boom! Exactly. Some ideas. We do have to wrap up, unfortunately. But Dave, thank you so much for coming back and joining us again. We love you, and we loved that number. And I'm still haven't recovered from Good Kisser from last season.
No. It's still that made me love that song, and that song anytime I come on I think about her leg, like
Tanisha,
coming up here.
Boom.
Yeah.
Tanisha, boom. We talked about that for weeks, so I'm just saying.
Michelle Obama loved it too.
Yeah, that's right. It was her. Cheers to that. Yeah, that's a double fister. Yeah. All right. Tell everyone where they can find you online. Do you know?
Well,
Scott 10. I know you have help sometimes.
Well, my Instagram was dscott1010, the number 10.
Yep.
Twice. dscott1010, and Twitter is davescott10, and yeah, just look me up. I'm all over the place.
Sounds good. And you'll be back on So You Think this season, right?
I'll be back tomorrow.
Good. We'll see you.
Yes, I love that.
Great. Allison.
I'm Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, etc. at the Alison Dean.
Chloe.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChloeWestX.
And Twitter for me is at Kristyn Burtt, and the Kristyn Burtt on Instagram. We'll see you next week. We've got Mackenzie Dustman and Paul. Yeah, Team Pac-Man's coming in together from season 10. We'll see you all next week. So You Think You Can Dance here on AfterBuzz TV.
Ciao.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.